friends. Say hey when you're hopping on. Let's get ready for bed. Is anybody else just like beyond tired? These look really cute, but not with the ring light on. I got these for myself for Christmas. Wrapped them and put Adam's name on them. But they're really cute. They just don't reflect, well, they reflect well, actually. They reflect the full ring light. I'll show them to you one day in the daytime when I don't have a ring light. Hi, Suzanne. Okay, I ended up somehow, some way, I've gotten my routine for supplements off track. So I used to drink Trim Fit and Greens every single morning. Then Control came out. It doesn't have caffeine, but it gives you some energy and it makes you feel really full. So then I started drinking Control in the morning, Control at night. Well, it has a lot of fiber. Anyways, last night I realized, I'm like, I used to have issues going to the bathroom, right? And Beautiful You Greens healed me. Like, I seriously have not had issues. And I realized that over the last couple of weeks, I just have not been taking them much. And my stomach is definitely like, I need to be taking greens every single day. So I'm just going to like either add them to my Control or add them to my collagen. I just have to be taking them every day. So last night at like midnight, my stomach, it felt the same it did when I had E. coli. Like it felt like I was in labor kind of thing. And, I'm sure I wasn't. I'm sure my stomach was just upset. And so, this is just public service announcement. If you are someone who you struggle with your belly, you should try the greens. They are life-changing. And I did not realize how much I have not had episodes like that, in years. Like, I've been taking the greens. I forgot I even used to have issues with my stomach until I quit taking them every day. And so, Lisa, I would take probiotics and I would take greens, but I take them it is so amazing. So, I already took my greens today. And anywho, so I was up the majority of the night. Veda did sleep all night for the first time in her bed in like a couple weeks. She got 3 Sour Patch Kids. And she was in my room at 6 o'clock this morning, bright and early. So this is my late night live, but I am like a tired mom after Christmas that possibly has irritable bowel syndrome. Like, so that's where we are right now. Okay, you love the greens, you take them, but you can't take a full scoop of Control. The Control is really sweet. I mix it in a big thing of water, like almost 2 bottles of water, or you could try a half scoop if the full scoop isn't for you. Actually, I am like addicted to this stuff. I am drinking a few of these, but like, for example, tonight, I'm already halfway down, but Lola made cookies. She went to a friend's house. We had a sewing lesson. It was amazing, but they made cookies. I am like full swing on back to working out, back to my meal plan, all of that. I do not want to be eating cookies tonight. So, also we have a bunch of soda left over from the birthday party. I'm not checking on it. This tastes like cotton candy and it is so good to make you feel full. With that said, I do not want to not have greens in my diet. So yes, Randy, you just finished your first box. They make the Trim Fit taste like a green juice smoothie. I love it. Yeah, they kind of like balance it not being too sweet. I would probably like it with the Control. So anyways, I will say when I very first started Control, I felt like a little bloated my first maybe 3 days, but I felt very full. So full that I cut it to a half scoop, and I was just doing a half scoop like morning, half scoop in the evening, but I'm back to a full scoop. But I had not been taking greens, and anyways, cheers. Hi from Louisiana. If you wanted greens, probiotics, the appetite suppressant or TrimFit, anything from Beautiful You. They do have some deals going on. It's like TrimFit and Control are 35% off, or just TrimFit packets, 2 of them, 35% off, or 2 things of Control, 35% off. So, and that's going on for like a couple more days, but yeah, I love it. And you can mix the Control with the greens, yes. If I hadn't already drank them earlier today, I would do that right now. But for me, I personally am like I have other stuff. I love like colostrum for like benefits. If I'm starting to feel sick, if I feel achy, I take turmeric. Like, I just don't necessarily take all of those every single day. But I definitely am doing these. Oh, they're just so good. All right. Pomifera has 99-cent shipping. Anybody get theirs yet? They also have 30% off winter bundles, which is like Happy Salve and some other just collections and products. So, and you can stack them. Are there any parents who are just tired? One of my best friends, they invited us to go to Disney this week. And I was like, it was kind of an impromptu. We have a direct flight from here to Orlando that's really, I think it's like $79 a person. And they're like, we should go to Disney. All I can say is the best decision I ever made was not going to Disney World this week. I'm sure they have had the best time. But I just am thinking of how tired I am. Like, just from the week, all the peopling, all the Christmas parties, all the kids' parties, and I'm like, I cannot even imagine. Like, I bet she's gonna be so tired when she gets home. And I bet her kids, I bet everybody's tired. Like, at the time it sounded great. And I was like, really? I didn't like plan for that. Like, maybe we could go next year at a certain time. And I watch her things and I'm like, how is she functioning? How? Oh. Fiber is so good for you. It cleans out your veins, the doctor said. Yes. Yeah, so I already took, my cheeks are red tonight. I already took a bath. I took a bath with Beta. And I also went to the beach today, like this morning. And just sat there and like watched the ocean. I had Lexi with me. And I got a little bit of, the sun was out and I didn't really pay attention. And I feel like I got a little bit of sun, but nothing that like tomorrow won't be good. The craziest thing happened at the ocean today. I've never had this happen. So where we live, the waves are pretty big this time of year. People surf them, like it's beautiful. It really is lovely. And we were sitting there and we're just like talking, looking around, whatever. And then all of a sudden, which if you've ever been to the ocean where there are big waves, it's like, like it's just consistent, right? Big wave, big wave, big wave. All of a sudden, it was like complete silence. And there was like a huge stretch of no waves. And the water was just like barely coming in. It looked like a lake, which for where we live is crazy. And we both like looked at each other and within a few seconds, but I even looked out to be like, is a tsunami happening? Like, is this what happens? There's no waves and it sucks it out. Like, it was definitely something different. Has this ever happened to you at the ocean? I go to the ocean a lot. I've never had this. Maybe it was just like the sequence of the waves. I have no idea. But it was so crazy. And then we both looked at each other and then maybe 10 seconds later, it started and we're like, that was crazy. I had like goosebumps and all I could think about was like Jesus telling the ocean to be still. And that's probably what it sounded like when they were out on the water. And it was like an instant feeling, like how he can quiet the waves. It was like Lexi and I were talking about, it was just this like instant crazy feeling, crazy like goosebumpy, almost a little eerie. Like I've never heard the ocean be still ever. And it was silent. And I wanted to be like, does anyone around us? Like, do you guys hear what I'm hearing? Like there was no sound of water or anything. And when you're in like an area where there are huge waves, I mean, they just like smack and crash. And it was wild. But I just thought, can you imagine like God being so powerful that he could just say, be still. And the water was just still. And where the waves crash in here, like, I don't even know how it was possible for there to be no waves. Like, they just are so big. But there wasn't. There's no waves. There's no sound of waves. There was just like, almost like foam drifting into the beach. It was crazy. So that was a really cool experience today. We did not make it to church today. And I was up most of the night, and Beta did get up really early this morning, but it just did not work out. They were doing a New Year celebration today. The service time was different than when we normally go, and anyways, I didn't make it to church, but we did listen to some praise and worship music this morning, and I think it's underrated how like the intimate time you can have with God in your own house. If you will like separate yourself from your phone and from your TV and from whatever dishes and all the things you're doing, or maybe I was actually doing the dishes when I was like I was like, Alexa, put on praise and worship music, right? And I have this little sign in my kitchen and it says, I think I like this little life. And I just began to like thank the Lord, and there's worship music on. And I just began to thank the Lord for like our life, and thank the Lord for peace and for friendships. And I was just kind of like doing my own thing. And I caught myself like stopping doing the dishes and just worshiping. Like this was hi Lexi Kate. This was free. Oh, no, you're fine. Tell them about at the ocean today, how crazy it was.
Oh, hey. Okay.
I already told them, but you can tell them yours.
So basically, we went to the beach today, and I was sitting in the front seat, and we were just listening to the ocean, and then out of nowhere, it just goes completely silent, and we were like, because all you heard like the waves crash to the shore. And then you saw them, they would go back, but it looked like a lake. Like there was no like waves. It was like all like back towards like reefs and stuff. And I was like,
yeah, it was so crazy.
It was creepy. I was like, because
yeah, it gave like a creepy vibe. My nose is red. I'll be in there in a few minutes. I love you.
Love you, Mom.
My nose looks really red compared to yours.
Why is it red?
I think I got sun on it. But your nose doesn't look red at all. Mine actually looks really, really red.
Look, guys, I need to take a shower, but like...
What are you showing?
My hair's just like, I have like...
Do you want to tell them about your Christmas present?
No.
No? Do you have your necklace on?
Yeah.
Okay, you can show a necklace.
My special friend got me this.
Lexi has a special friend that got her a necklace.
Oh, wait. It has like a little... Trying to show it. There you go.
Alright, Olivia. Ew, you just licked my face. Gross. Keep your tongue in your mouth.
She says she speaks just like you.
Yeah.
I do? I speak like you?
You do.
I look like you too.
You do look like me. Alright, go shower.
I have different eyebrows though.
I kind of arch mine.
Oh, that's fine. Some people get
It's years and years of plucking them that way. Alright.
Yeah, I don't. I like mine.
I know. You. The confidence at 13 is just there. Okay, I'm telling the story. I love you. Okay, so... What is going on, guys? Okay, I've gotta work. I love you. I love you. Let me finish this live and I will tuck you in. I promise. Did you shower? That's so nice. Don't forget to put on deodorant and brush your teeth. And brush your teeth.
Just use this though.
Yeah, you can take mine with you. All right, I love you. I'll be in there. I'll be in there in a minute. I'll be in there in a minute. They said it's a very nice necklace.
Wait, me or?
Yours is too, yeah. She got a
Happy
Christmas. Everybody in there, Christmas necklaces. All right, quit. Get along. Anyways, so we have. Okay. Do not wake up the baby. Hey, hey, hey. Shh. For whatever you do not wake up the baby. Their room is right beside the baby, and every day I'm like, don't slam the door. Anyways, so I was sitting, I was doing the dishes, and I was just thanking God for like our life, and like had worship music on, and I just was like, kind of like felt bad that I didn't go to church this morning, right? But I started just like praising the Lord in my own kitchen. And where I'm getting with that is like, I think it is underestimated how you can feel the presence of God or how you can experience God without going to church. I do believe church is super important. I believe community is really important. I believe helping people when you need it, and all these things, like being a church for each other, so important. But that if you're hard on yourself, or you're like, I just feel like you haven't been able to make the time, or you want to get close but you feel far, or anything, like, not to discount the fact that you can have that time with the Lord at your home. So and a lot of times and if like I don't even know how to start, I just put on like worship music, and I just begin like thanking God, like truly just thanking the Lord for everything, for my kids, for the season they're in, for like my husband, for certain friends, for job opportunity, just, you know, going down the list, like thanking him for things, miracles that had happened. And I just was like thinking and just felt overwhelmed by the Lord in my own kitchen. And I wanted to share that because I know sometimes we just don't necessarily like make it to church, or we don't feel like close, right? Or at least I don't. Sometimes I'm like, or I feel bad that maybe I haven't like been as spiritual as I should be, or I haven't taken the time out to like get as close or into the word as I want. And so anyways, if you feel that way too, I just want to encourage you that you can like have that moment in your car, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, all of it. My dad's on saying hi. He probably is up right now. So he's in Asia, and our time zones are different right now. So my nose is red because I felt like I was starting to cry before she came in. That's why my nose is still a little red from the sun. But okay, this, for whoever was asking, it's the Ageless Sculpting Wand from Pomifera. It is under the youth category. So actually the majority of what I've been using for my daily routine has been under the youth category. And then I love at night putting on Pomifera oil. This has kind of been like, they also have great collections. They have great face wash. They have exfoliating things, like if you have dry skin and you need to exfoliate, so good. But my like faithful 4, I guess is what you would call it, is this. So this is what I do in the daytime, and then at nighttime I add Pomifera oil. So we had a sweet friend help teach Lola how to sew today. So she made a scrunchie, and we learned how to thread her sewing machine, and I'm so grateful because I had been trying to figure out how to do it, and I couldn't. I actually sewed when Lexi was a baby, I made a couple outfits for her and a few bibs. And that's as far as and some burp cloths with like little trim. And that is as far as my sewing career ever got. And then I had a lot of kids, and then I probably haven't sewn since. So I was like watching YouTube videos and stuff, and I was like, I am not figuring this out. So she sews, and she helped us today. And I just couldn't help but think, like, how blessed to have somebody who would take time out of their afternoon to help teach us how to work her sewing machine. So, okay, youth activating serum. This is the stuff that's going to make your skin just look amazing. You need something for very, very dry skin. I would use like a thicker, you could use this, but I would use a thick, like nighttime cream. That would be really good. I will still be making phone calls over the next week, wishing people a Happy New Year. I'm just saying hello. So those of you who sent me your phone number, don't be surprised if I'm gonna try and do a good bit of them. So our dinner date was amazing, Kathy. I forgot I didn't go live yesterday, so I didn't get to tell you about it. It was the best dinner we have had since we lived in Puerto Rico. It was at a fancy restaurant, which is like, I really love getting dressed up. We have not gone out, just us. In a minute, like we did the farm thing, but like actually a date night where you're like, let's get ready and cute and no kids, no friends, like it was just us. And so we got dressed up. We found parking, which is like almost unheard of on a Friday night in San Juan. The food was amazing. Like you got 5 different courses, and each of us got to pick what we wanted. So we kind of like picked different things and then shared. So delicious. And it was just really, really fun. There was a jewelry store next door. I tried on some jewelry. I didn't buy anything, but I love like just looking at stuff and trying it on. Oh, Judy, that's actually the best thing I would recommend right now for really dry skin, the beef tallow. It is, I don't have any in here, but it is amazing. Like super, super, I wish I had it with me. Very, very thick, very creamy, very, it doesn't stink either. And some beef tallows smell, and this does not. So the youth category is for mature skin to help you look more youthful. I know it's confusing. Let me see if I have beef tallow. Like, I know I have it, but I don't know where. Not in here. Anyways, my skin's not really dry right now, so I gave one to a friend. I don't know where mine is. Maybe in my bathroom. If I find it. It's very thick, kind of a whipped lotion, and it's amazing for dry skin. Also, things that are really, really good. You thought Adam bought me that ring. If I really wanted it, he would have, but he didn't. But it was a really cute ring. I did try it on. And I was even tempted. I was like, it fit. I really liked it actually. But I even thought to ask maybe for my birthday, but we're kind of like, it's post-Christmas, saving money kind of thing. And I'm not buying a ring right now. My birthday's at such a stinky time because it's next week and it's right after Christmas. So this year, I think that's like you go through seasons, right? So this year, we didn't really do anything like big for each other. We'd agreed before Christmas that we weren't. And even for the kids, Lola got a sewing machine. That was her big gift. And we didn't really do big gifts for the kids. But they did get like a sweatshirt that they wanted and a pair of pajamas that were kind of like a nice pair of pajamas. But we just didn't like feel like there was anything that they, like Lola wanted an Apple Watch, but she doesn't need an Apple Watch, and she doesn't need one. She's tiny, you know. And this year we just kind of like made a decision like, hey, we're going to get some like needs and a few wants, and if that's okay. In other years, we've done like, oh, last year they got big scooters and stuff, but this year we did. And I think that that's totally good. But I did like the ring. I did at least post a picture of it. It was so cute. It's at a jewelry store in Old Town 1 if anybody else wants to buy it. It is so adorable. They also had like an emerald ring and a couple other things that were beautiful. But I do think that as I get older, you know, I'm getting older as every day, but I would like to have a few jewelry pieces that are like when my kids are, like I have my wedding ring and some earrings from our wedding and a few things, but I'm like, I would like to have some pieces that I can like give my kids on their wedding day or when they have their first baby, or so I could enjoy them now and I can pass them down later. Does anybody do that? Adam had some family members that did that growing up for some of the people in their family and gave like a diamond to their niece, and I just think that that would be really amazing one day. Like if you have some pieces and then, you know, like, oh, so-and-so's getting married, I'll give them a diamond for their wedding ring. Wouldn't that be amazing? But we'll all dream together. This Christmas we're saving, so we'll do it next birthday. I'm gonna do a little on my neck. You don't see the youth category, so if you go to Pomifera's website, it might be listed under skin, maybe face. It's called, it just says youth, or if you search youth. And then I use Pomifera. This is Pomifera oil. I also have the Pomifera rose, but it is really good for hyperpigmentation, age spots, sunspots, deep wrinkles, all of that. And I no longer have any sunspots on my face. I used to have a couple like dark spots. This stuff is amazing. You can also use it on your scars, everything. I did get a ring when Veda was born. I got a ring from Tiffany's, or Adam got it for me. And it has her initials on it. So it's like Veda Pearl Swan on the inside, and it's just a pearl. And I asked him to get me that when she was born. And it's just one pearl, like it's not a huge fancy ring or anything, but it is just one pearl. And I got that, and I want to give that to her when she gets married. So like on her wedding day. So I don't know, I just want to do like, I gotta start planning it. I have a lot of kids. But like I wish I had gotten other things, but I can get stuff for the future for my other kids. I also, when we got married, my wedding dress had pearls down the back, and before we like had it cleaned and put in storage, we took the pearls off, and I had a really long train and we designed it on purpose like this, but it has enough pearls to make 3 necklaces, which now I have a 4th child, so I would do just 4 bracelets, but I have like a box of pearls from my wedding dress that I plan to give them for something special, or like when they're older. I thought it'd be sweet wedding stuff because of, or maybe I could give Veda the pearl ring for her wedding and give the necklaces to like Christian for his wife or whatever. So anyways, it doesn't even have to be like, I just want a few heirloom. I just think that would be amazing. I think I would thoroughly probably enjoy giving it to them more than getting to wear it for me. But when they get closer, you know, to getting old, right now they're just in a box. So, but when they get closer to that ever happening, I'll have something made. So, oh, Monica said Pomifera is awesome. I got bit by a poisonous spider on my cheek during a hurricane, and Pomifera has made the scar barely noticeable. That's amazing. If you have any other ideas that you're like, someone did this for me and it was really special, let me know. sometimes even like if we're traveling, I'll try and get gifts for like Christmas presents or different things, just because it's like a little more special to be like, I got you this soap in France, even though it's like a $3 thing, or I got you some honey lavender while we were there, or like a certain chocolate, you know, like just so it's like, I got this for you here. But I would love like some I really should research it. Like, what are some heirloom ideas that, or like notes that I could write? We have like kids books, but when we travel, I try and get a children's book, hoping that like one day when they're older and they have kids, I can like kind of pass them out. But we normally will get a kid's book we don't really for Christian anymore, but I used to for him when he was smaller. But now that he's bigger, he's kind of out of getting a small like read along book. But we'll buy the book for whatever season they're in that they would enjoy reading the book. But I will, normally it's while we're still on the trip, but sometimes it's when we've gotten back home. But I'll say like, I got you this book like when we were in Seaside, Florida, and you were this old. These were your favorite things. I thought you would like this book because da 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 da. Or I got you this book like we were on a trip to Canada and it was snowing, so I wanted to get you a book about a snowman because you and your grandma built a snowman while we were on this trip. And so I have loved that. So we have a big collection of books, and you could do this with any sort of, I don't know how I got off on this, but I just think sentimental things are so precious. And so, oh, I love that. You get an ornament from all the travels to pass down while their grandma is still alive. Have them write out recipes and put them all in a book for them. Oh, I would love that. Oh, I love these. Your mom gifted her one of her garnet rings for her 50th birthday. That's so sweet. I can show them to you. They're in, Veda's asleep, but they're in her room. But so we just have like this collection of really neat books, and they all just say in the back like a little thing of how old they were and what they were enjoying. But it's so neat. Like even now I read some of the books like to Veda that were the big girls, and you know, when you flip it open, it just shows like where you got it. And it's just a nice little like reminder at bedtime of kind of like where they were and where they are now, or what you did together. I just think it's so cute. Have you ever seen the salt dough ornaments? Like, I want to make some of those. I didn't get to make them. I've never gotten to make them any year except when Christian was a baby. I did it I did it as gifts, and we were running behind. I picked up a kit and I actually did it in the Chick-fil-A. I like used water from there, pressed it in, and we had to drive like a little ways to get to my grandma's, but I did it in a Chick-fil-A, and that is not like the experience that I want to have like making these salt dough ornaments. But I'd like to do those. I don't know. Just think that sentimental gifts, the older I'm getting, like the tiny preschool like ornaments on your tree, it's just like where it's at. Okay, change the subject, but have I lost any weight on control? Of course, it's fixing your new year, need to lose weight. So I'm not sure if it's because of the control. I'm not sure, but I will tell you, this is the like worst time of the year to eat. And in the last 2 weeks, I have gone from 164 to today I was 159.1. And I have only hopped into the 150s for like a second and then back up. And so, even like, I'll show you my pajamas. I was telling Adam today, like these are a medium, but I was like, they're just like, they're very loose, which these are, they have elastic waistband, but I don't know. So I'll give it a little more, that's really the only thing I've changed. And then I have started getting my steps in every day, but I have been trying not to eat as much sugar. But anyways, but I will say, I know that the control is making me not hungry. Like I have almost no food noise, to the point to where I'm like, some days I'm only going to do half a scoop for a certain amount because I don't want to be like starving. It really helps with that, like balancing your blood sugar, making you feel very, very, very full. And it's specifically if you know you're going to be around like Christmas cookies, Christmas dinner, it's not really Christmas, birthday parties, baby showers, all of that. Yes. So, and I like really enjoy the feeling of like drinking it. And I would drink Trimfit like this if I could, but it has caffeine and I'm a little sensitive to caffeine and I can't handle more than one Trimfit a day. Like I just get a little like jittery. If I space them out, like maybe one was at 8 o'clock and one's at 4, I'm okay. But I can't like back to back, like sipping on it all day. Like that's why I typically would do like some collagen or whatever. This, I can have the appetite control and I'm not really limited to what time of day I take it or anything. It is so good. So, anyways, all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. Beautiful You does have the deal on Control, 35% off, and Trimfit, 35% off, or a Trimfit and a Control. So if you use my code and Courtney Swan and a subscription, you can cancel it anytime, but you'll get 35% off. And then Pomifera has 99-cent shipping. If you have ever wanted any Olive Rose makeup or anything, they have 14% off and free shipping. I forgot to mention that. But that's a good one too. But it ends tonight. And then Lange's hair care deal that they have going on ends tomorrow. So that's kind of my sales of the night if someone needed something. I just don't like people to miss out on sales if they're going on. So separate topic, but can you remind me which Pomifera product is best for scars and healing? Was it Heal or the Pomifera Pure? So Heal is in a bigger bottle, but the Pomifera Pure is like much more concentrated. So it really depends on like, if you're wanting the bigger bottle, is kind of good for all over. But if I had a scar on my face, I would not use Heal. I would use Pomifera Pure Oil or Pomifera Rose, either one of them. The Heal is great for like when I was doing all over like belly stretch marks when I was really big and pregnant. I would do, and sometimes I would even drop in a couple drops of the Pure to like make it even more potent, you know. But this is the big thing that is in Heal that's going to help with your scars. So it is much more affordable to get the big bottle. It's like about this big bottle of Heal, and it does work very well. It actually will help take away like skin tags and warts, but so will Pomifera Rose or Pomifera Pure. This is just going to be, even when you look at it, like if you were to get both bottles, the Heal oil is majority of like a carrier oil with some Pure put in, whereas this is just, it's like even a much richer color because it's just the pure Pomifera oil in it. So I hope that helps you. Luella, I think for tomorrow I actually have the new Turbo Sculpt to do a live for it. But I can do a waver tool at some point. I haven't done it lately at this length hair, not in a long time, but I could try, and we could try it together if you wanted. I already have like a schedule for tomorrow, but I can try it another day if I have like a gap. So for what I don't have commitments for. So the mixing tumbler, they sent me one that has their logo on it, but if you go to my Amazon storefront, you can get the same like little push button tumbler that mixes it up. It's in my Amazon storefront. So the big difference between Trimfit and Control, I have gotten this question a lot, so that's great, Jessica. So Trimfit has a different appetite suppressant. It has like a tea from India that has been used to suppress appetite and burn fat for a really long time, like hundreds and hundreds of years, right? Also has caffeine for energy, and it has like amino acids for mood boosting, and it also is made with sucralose. So as far as like the sugar substitute in that. And so that is kind of like where TrimFit falls. So it does have caffeine, it does have sucralose, it does have like a tea that does the appetite suppressant, helps burn fat. Control is like a much cleaner product as far as like ingredient wise. It does not have caffeine. It has a lot of fiber that helps you feel full. So if you are struggling with like munchies, or fullness or overeating, it's a really good one. I like it because I could take it at night and it doesn't keep me up. Anyone caffeine sensitive, it would be really good for. And then it's also made with stevia. So it has a very natural sugar alternative. And those are your two big differences. Control has saffron, which is good for your mood. TrimFit has like L-theanine and different, products like that help with your mood. So it's kind of like, those are your big differences. I still take TrimFit in the morning, and I really like TrimFit with greens. I really like TrimFit even like if I was on vacation and I was going to go, oh, I don't know what happened, but we have fireworks. So I have always in the past kind of struggled with my weight significantly yo-yoing. I've lost like 125 pounds, and I would say this TrimFit has made a huge difference in like that last 60 pounds that I just couldn't quite get out of like a plateau. And I really love the energy I feel on TrimFit. So that's kind of like your bigger things. I don't feel an energy like rush with Control, just being honest. But I don't feel hungry at all. So those are the differences. I also don't feel jittery at all. Whereas sometimes with TrimFit, like I can get a little jittery, but I also get a lot done. It's like let's clean the house, let's get things done, let's get this organized. Like I like take it and I'm good. I'm like going, right? Control, I don't feel that necessarily. I just kind of feel like this is so nice. I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm having any cravings. Like those are kind of the differences. With this whole new, like adding in a new little thing, I did not do a great job taking my greens every day. So I started back this morning taking them because I did end up with a bellyache last night, and I was like, I haven't taken my greens in like 4 days and I hadn't been going to the bathroom, and so I've started back on that. So I do think greens and probiotics are super important in your diet, and just don't get so mixed up that you're taking certain things that you forget to take the things that you like actually make you feel really good. So and you can mix Control and TrimFit together. I will just say, like, I would only do that if you're someone who really struggles with like overeating, or maybe start with a little bit. It really makes you not hungry. So part of losing weight, you need to be eating every few hours and getting your protein in. Like if you're not getting at least 100 to 125, 150 grams of protein in a day, like your body will hold on to fat. So you don't want to have too much of an appetite suppressant that you aren't eating and you're like, great, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't had any food today, So that would be my only thing. If you notice you aren't eating at all, you're not hungry at all, then don't eat or take as much Control. I personally snack at night. I just like to snack at night. That's always kind of been, I don't really eat a ton in the day, and then at nighttime I'm like, maybe I should eat a Rice Krispies treat or a gummy snack or a couple bites of ice cream or some raw cookie dough, or like I'll be laying in bed and I'll get up to go use the bathroom, and then I'm like, I think I'm gonna go get a couple pieces of raw cookie dough. That's why I like drinking this at night, because it really is a sweet treat and you feel really full and I'm not hungry. If anything, if you do eat something sweet, you're like, ugh. Like it almost makes you not, like, I don't know how to describe it. Have you ever had something where you're like, ugh? But hopefully that helps explain it. I've gotten a lot of questions. I send a lot of messages like trying to explain the differences. So any other late night snackers, I do think it helps big time with that. Kimmy, the difference between Pomifera Pure Oil and Pomifera Rose oil. Pomifera Rose is a blend, and it has rose oil, lavender, coriander, eucalyptus, oregano, and it is a fabulous blend of several essential oils and Pomifera oil. So I think that that one works really, really well for that microbacterial, antibacterial, antifungal property, because a lot of those essential oils really help with that. If you have a wart, if you have skin tags, I think Pomifera Rose oil is unbelievable for those. Like, they will just clear it right up. The part that is really good for sunspots and wrinkles is the Pomifera oil, and that is what Pomifera Pure is. It is just pure Pomifera oil. And what Pomifera is an Osage orange, and this is just the pure oil from it. So the sale for Control and Trim Fit, it ends, I think, in 3 days. It ends right after New Year. So I'll have to look. Possibly the first or second. So that's when that's going on. Oh, yay! Joey said, I use the butter from Pomifera every night, and it has really changed my skin. People don't believe I'm 77. It's changed her life. Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Oh, did you guys read her message? She said, I'm ordering that. Can't wait to try it. Have a happy birthday and a blessed New Year. With peace and joy. Oh, that's so sweet, Joey. I really do love, like, sharing, like, I love getting messages from people that are like, my skin looks so good, or I've never walked around with no makeup, and now I'm, like, in my 60s, and I feel so confident in my skin, or just, like, sweet messages that people will, like, pray for us, like, wish you that's just so sweet. I'm really happy for you. Oh, so sweet. Okay, friends. I don't know if I'm just emotional because I'm, like, sleepy, or that was really sweet. Like, I don't get to see on my side other than what you guys share with me. So when you send me pictures, like, here are my before and afters, or when I get messages like, this really worked for me too, or I would have never, like, found this dress and wore it to my son's wedding if it wasn't for you, or anything like that. Like, it is so rewarding for me to get to hear on this side of it, because sometimes you feel really silly doing what I do. Like, meaning I hop on, I talk about my weekend, I share my family, I share food, I share whatever. And, but sometimes I'll even be like, who would want to know how to do this? Or like, here I am taking another picture of myself, right? Or something. But it's the other side of it, of like, you were there for me when my dad passed away and I was alone and, like, I was lonely, or I get ready every day with you, and or I listen to you on my drive to work, or thank you for, like, helping me when I felt sad, and it gave me something to laugh about, like, or my skin feels better and I feel better about myself, or I lost 100 pounds and now I am, like, active, like, you inspired me. Like, those are the things that I'm like, oh, I just really love it. Like, I really, it's so sweet. And so, for anyone who's ever sent me, like, just a sweet message, just to know that a lot of times I'll get them and people will say, like, I don't know if you actually see these, but I do see them. And I delete all the mean comments, but I see the sweet ones, and I really love you guys and really appreciate you. So, anyways, all right. Oh, Barb said, I had breast cancer and radiation. I used the Heal oil on it. No burns from the radiation. Love it so much. That's amazing. Oh, and then you have people like this who offering to send his nudes. That's okay. Jimmy John, I'll pass. We're gonna block him from all live videos. What is wrong with people? Anyways. Alright. I was gonna show you my scars because they're just like the bottom of it because they're so good, but now that that guy was like, I'll send you nudes, so I'm like, maybe I'll wait another live to show you. But I used Pomifera oil on my scars, and I had a breast reduction. They had to raise me 7 inches. I didn't even know that was possible, but I had nursed 4 kids for a long time. And truly, and had just ginormous tatas. And then after all of that, they just kind of were like, everything was torn here. And then they were just like, bloop, just kind of laid on my stomach, got my belly button. And so they went in, did circle around, down, open. They lift you up, and then they cut it, and the only way I can describe it is they put it back together like this. So it's a significant amount of skin, fat, ducts, all of that taken off. And when I woke up from it, I looked like Frankenstein. I was like, what have I done? Because at least I could put the other ones in a bra and it looked fine, right? And I just was like, what have I done? There is no way this will ever look beautiful. It was terrifying looking. I'm not kidding. I do not have scars. The most beautiful job. I have, the surgeon did a fantastic job, and the scar stuff did a great job, and it made such a big difference. Oh, Debbie said, I love the creatine. You should definitely order it. So creatine is so good for your brain. It's also good for repair, and really, really good for soreness. So it's actually on my meal plan from my trainer, and I should be taking creatine every single day. I need to add that just to my whatever I'm taking, because I haven't been taking it. I have it, but I'm only taking it a couple times since I've been working out with the trainer again. It was unbelievably painful. I had friends who had gotten just a boob job before, and the procedure I had to do a reduction and a lift, and I got an implant up here because I had no muscle up here, so it was I looked like a boy. And it just was and then under the muscle, it was just a big job. And I lost, I have low iron anyways, and I guess some blood loss, and I just didn't quite recover the way I thought I would. And it definitely was days before I could even attempt to get my own underwear on. So that would be my only thing that I will tell you, that if you ever having it done, I just needed more help with my kids that I did not realize. My mother-in-law had to come and sit with me so that she could help me go potty, because I could not I would have just planned better. That would be my only thing. I don't regret it now. They look great, feel great. I would get a really great surgeon and do really good scar stuff, but I did not realize I had an unrealistic expectation. My expectation was okay, I'll be back working and everything in a week. And that wasn't the case. So anyways, when you click on the link for Beautiful You, the page isn't available. I'm not sure, but if you go to CourtneySwan.com, it's my top link. It says Beautiful You, and you could click it from there, and I'll double check the link here in a second. I could have possibly written it wrong. There is always that. I'll double check it, but so creatine is something you could research it, Sarah, but creatine is a great daily, just like you would take fish oils or omegas or a multivitamin. Creatine is actually really great for decreasing dementia, and it's really good for muscle repair, but definitely good on days you work out. If you don't want to take it every single day, but there are a lot of things that say creatine is one of the best things you can take for brain health. And so that's on all links. Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. The biggest thing I can tell you with links is if you have a problem with them, when in doubt, I have people message all the time, like, if I go to Google first and then go to Launch, will you get credit? I will not. Like, if you go to Amazon and buy something that I showed, but you didn't click my link, I will not get credit. When in doubt, CourtneySwan.com, then click the link. If you do it that way, for whatever those links are at CourtneySwan.com, you're guaranteed I will get the credit and you'll go to my page. Also on my description of my videos for here, typically, they normally all work. So it might even, I don't know why, but, okay, Luella says that the U page is working for her. So sometimes it could just be like a cookie thing, or maybe your internet's out, or Wi-Fi is not working or something. Maybe, I don't know. But that's always a good, if you're like, when in doubt, CourtneySwan.com. So you had a reduction and a lift along with a lumpectomy for breast cancer. It was very painful and her scars were awful. Ellie said she did too, but the heel oil day and night, and it helped her scars so much. Oh, see, I've not shown my scars in a long time. I just don't want to like accidentally have a wardrobe malfunction, but I will show you what my scars look like because it does amazing things on scars. This is not like in a sexy way. This is just me like showing my scar. But I'm just going to step to the side because I don't want to accidentally show like more than a scar. But, and if you're like, you don't want to see my scar, then you don't have to. Okay, we are nowhere close to like a nip or anything. But my scar is right here. It goes all the way up and around, right? But that's how light it is. And then all the way down here was cut completely open. And I don't think you can really, maybe if the light hits it just a certain way, but all that was open. And so, I mean, I really don't have like you can't see my scar at all. And I mean, it went all the way up and around and all the way up. So I definitely recommend using like heel oil from Pomifera if you have scars, or the Pomifera Pure Oil. The only thing is, if you're having a surgery, just talk to your doctor. My doctor told me I needed to wait at least 2 weeks because sometimes oils can break down internal stitches. He also told me that after I had been using it for days. So then I kind of had like a panic attack. Maybe I had broken down my internal stitches. So he said they were looking great. That's when I told him, I've been using Pomifera oil. And he's like, you're healing really fast, which for me, I don't actually heal fast typically. Like if I get a cut or whatever, you can put this on cuts and you will heal. Like sometimes I'll have a blister on my foot for 4 weeks, right? Like a scab from a blister. And I'm like, I am the slowest healer ever. And I will put this on and then in like 3 days, it's totally gone. I'm like, why was I not using it? So yes, they're barely visible. If I had a self tan, or I'm also in front of like, I don't know if you can see how bright this ring light is. I am in front of a very, very bright ring light. If I was just like, maybe I'll show you one day in natural lighting, you like really can't see that. So for that to have been, it's really good. So I don't use a ton on my hands, but normally if I have leftover whatever I do on my neck, I just have a habit of wiping Pomifera oil on my hands. There's probably like a tiny bit on it, but if your hands are in insecurity, I would use Pomifera oil. You can also use their hand lotion. Their hand cream has Pomifera oil in it. So if you're somebody that has like really dry hands, or you feel like your hands are aging you, I would recommend the hand cream and maybe even adding like a drop or two of this. So even if your scars are old, yes, you could use the Pomifera oil on it and it will lighten them or help them go away, like even on old scars. So if you use them on new, fresh scars, obviously you're going to heal faster. But I have seen people who have had a scar that they're like, I've had this since 6th grade, right? Like one girl had this bad scar above her eyebrow, and she was like, I've been using this for 2 months and like you can barely see that it's there. So even if you have like an old scar, Pomifera oil is really, really good for that too. So the only thing is it doesn't work if you don't use it. So if it's just sitting in the bottle in your cabinet and you use it once or twice a month, you're not going to tell as big of a difference. But if you use it every day, or if you have sunspots, any sort of sunspots, it is amazing for melasma or those sunspots, any sort of uneven like skin tone. Same with stretch marks. Yep. It will really help your stretch marks. I have no purple stretch marks anymore, but I feel like my stretch marks are pretty. I mean, I obviously still have stretched out skin because my skin was stretched, right? But they're like pale and like my skin will never go back together. You know, it will always be like kind of that little tiger stripe or whatever, but they're not dark. So yeah, you should give it a try. Even if they're like old scars, you could do that. Heal oil, I believe, is what we use on Christian's warts, if not Pomifera rose oil. Both of those are great for warts. It's just the Pomifera rose oil is going to be more concentrated. So I don't actually remember which one I used. It was years ago. It's one of the two. That's what I always recommend for warts. It's so good. Or skin tags. But they have 99-cent shipping going on right now. And they also have 30% off of their winter sale for several collections. So if you've wanted new skincare, they have some really good deals going on. So they never offer a discount code for me ever. I've never gotten one. They've never offered it to anybody. And they rarely run things on sale ever. Every now and then they'll do a 99-cent shipping. So right now they have the 30% off plus 99-cent shipping. So for skincare, it's really good. Yes, I would use it on your hands for Pomifera oil or that cream, like a hand cream, or you can mix a little bit of your Pomifera oil in a lotion. Like it doesn't even have to be Pomifera. You could just have like a really hydrating lotion and mix a little bit of this in it and make your own like Pomifera hand cream if you wanted to. That's what I thought, Amy. I thought I used Heal, but you could also use Pomifera Rose. So yeah, Heal's good. Heal's also, we have like bottles of it. Heal's amazing. It's good for scratches. It's good for burns. It's good for bug bite. Like we get a lot of bug bites here. It's good for scars. It's good. I guess I'm just at the point where if I'm going to take the time to do it, I might want a more concentrated version. Like I started out doing Heal oil. It is a really, really good value, but it's not as concentrated. And I'm like Lexi has mosquito bite scars right now. I would probably rather her just use Pomifera rose oil than Heal, just because she's going to get results faster. And I don't know if she'll be dedicated to do it every day for like more weeks. You know what I mean? So, yes, use it on your old scars. Take a before and after picture. Well, depending on where your scar is, and see how it works. So I would use for skin tags either the Heal or the Pomifera rose oil. Yep, you can put it on your cuticles. You can put it anywhere that you feel like your skin needs to look a little like better. So, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I love you guys. Hope you have the best night. And I was gonna talk about New Year resolutions, and I just now remembered that that was my topic for the live. So we'll follow up on that later in the week. Oh, Laura, that's so amazing. I absolutely love vintage boho bags. I love Michelle. She has a house here in Puerto Rico just down the road that is absolutely gorgeous. And she's just such a sweet girl. And her bags are amazing. I love, love, love her. All right, you guys. Sweet dreams. Talk to you later.